Hey, what's up, everybody? Cedric and CJ here, CRWC commentary, and we're going to discuss on who is the bad guy.
Mm-hmm.
Who's the bad guy? I think it'll be an hour and a half before SmackDown begin, and let's see, we under tornado warning. So for those that don't know, a tornado warning means conditions are favorable.
That's watch.
Yeah, no, we're under watch.
Watch.
Yeah, watch. Never mind. My bad, y'all. So watch is conditions are favorable. Warning means there's a sighting or there's a funnel that's been seen or kind of formed and went away, or Doppler radar picked up a swirl within the clouds. It could be just a rain squall, but it can happen. So we're under those conditions. Anyway. So this all stemmed from Jim Cornette and Brian last talking, and CJ was wondering, like, if I got lost in the plot, she got lost in the plot. What are they griping about? Because it wasn't making any sense.
It wasn't.
And they don't know if it's a double turn or anything like that. So I'm like, both of them are heels. They both went into this being heels. Drew is more like, well, actually, all of them are pretty much like the cool heel. Just about the people like a bad guy. Hey, yo. So it's it's frustrating.
See, it isn't to me.
What's frustrating is how can I say this? Anyone thinking that either one of these is the baby face. They're both fighting, as you said, and I'll let you get into that. So okay. I'll let you go with your thing and talk about it. I'm gonna sit back and relax while you clarify everything that you was going through and what we concluded on or whatnot.
Okay, so Jim and Brian were talking about how they were confused about who the heel was and who the face was and the way the match went, and they were talking about Priest seeming cowardly at points, and then they had a lot of commercial breaks, so they didn't see a lot of some of the stuff that we saw. And I'm like, it was a match. It wasn't the greatest match in the world, but it was a match. I didn't get what the point was, and there was complaints about Priest leaving, exiting out the door, and I'm like, okay.
Yeah, they was complaining that Ventura was complaining about going out the door when the ring announcer was going, he was just talking over her and whatnot. I don't know why, but I don't know. Maybe he's just not used to the format or something. I don't know.
It could be. He brought me here to talk, so I'm going to talk. I don't know. But so this has been a long program. And for what I'm about to make sense, you have to look at the whole program overall. It isn't a series of moments. It's not a bunch of flippy flops that happen. It's a story that has been built. Okay? Priest comes to SmackDown. McIntyre comes to SmackDown. All right. So the problem with that, with them both coming to SmackDown, is prior to coming there, they were like top guys. They were, holding the big belt on Raw. And you get over here, when they got here, Cody had the big belt. Now, John Cena's got it. Okay, John Cena isn't with a brand. He's kind of behaving like people do in the road to WrestleMania. He pops up where he wants to be when he wants to be there. As he's doing his, swan song into retirement. So basically, as it stands, SmackDown doesn't even have a main championship.
Nope.
There's nobody on SmackDown who has the undisputed belt. John Cena has it, and he is where he wants to be. So yep. SmackDown doesn't have a belt. On Raw, okay, they've got a belt. They've got one who's holding the title. But it's gonna sound like all the shade, but Jay doesn't deserve it. Okay, they gave him the belt.
Fans think you deserve it. They shout it often.
That's fine. But he got the belt not because he is the best wrestler. He is not. He didn't get it because he got all the best moves. He don't.
He's not Spot Monkey. Don't be confused here with my wrestler or my fighter.
He didn't get it because he got the best promo. He didn't get it because he's the best looking. He didn't get it because he's the coolest. He got it because the fans got behind his intro. That's why.
Professional wrestling now is far more entertainment than anything. And if you got fan momentum, it would be bad for you to not get that belt.
I've said it once, and I will say it again. After Leon France in 2024, with the astounding reception that they gave Jey Uso, every other audience from that point forward was working up to that. And in doing so, it skyrocketed Jey. There's nothing that has changed about him as a dude or as a wrestler. It's just the audience reception. And that has put him where he is. Is he a better wrestler than Gunther? No.
He's not better than anything than Gunther.
By no means. But he's got the belt. It is what it is. So that means you got top guys like Gunther, like Drew, like Priest, who are scratching and clawing to not be mid-card. There's nothing else for them to do. What are they going to do? Go after John Cena? No. They got Gunther going after the Pat McAfee and Cole, Michael Cole. These guys are clawing to not be mid-card. I mean, shedding blood of the fingernails. So, we pivot back to Drew and McIntyre. So, Priest and Drew and McIntyre. Priest and McIntyre.
Yeah,
so,
just like a woman.
Shut up. So, they're both there, and Drew starts painting the picture. Hey, every time I was on tap to get the belt back on Raw, here comes Priest stealing my opportunity. And now, here you are on SmackDown. Here comes Priest. Man, I ain't even think about you. They were wrestling matches. I'm trying to win the title too. I was doing my job. You just happened to be the one that suffered. That was the way it was set up. So Drew was mad. He was attacking Priest. But Priest ain't going to just stand there for it. So he would attack back. He's a neutral face. A face just get their face beat in for all eternity. Then they win and everybody's happy. Neutral faces don't operate that way. They fight back. So that's what they've been doing. Back and forth. Back and forth. And then Priest cuts the promos like, you know what? I have been roped into McIntyre's whining soap opera about his life. That's where I screwed up, but I'm going to end it at the whatever it was, the main event. We're going to do it in the cage match.
Yes, Saturday night's main event.
Sorry. Thank you. The SmackDown before Saturday night main event.
Yeah, I was hoping you would get to that.
Of course, they put them in a tag team match against each other. They're doing the things, the tag team match. We know the thing that they do. But there's a point where McIntyre's going for a pin of Priest's opponent. I don't even remember who it was. But he was trying to pin Priest's opponent. 1, 2, and then Priest pulls the ref out of the ring. And when he pulls the ref out of the ring, Drew is looking like, you're doing it again. And Priest is looking at him like, hell yeah, I am. It makes you wonder, was Drew right all along? Has Priest really been gunning for him and foiling his attempts to get back on top over and over again? Maybe he is. Fast forward to Saturday night main event. Drew's walking along, being tall, minding his business, and Priest jumps him. He jumps the hell out of him. Fast forward to the cage match. They're both in there. They're fighting. And Drew is fighting from underneath the whole time almost. So that dynamic is showing that it doesn't look like Drew is the heel anymore. It looks like Priest is the heel. He's fighting from underneath. He doesn't succeed. Priest whoops his ass. And then he doesn't climb out of the cage all triumphant, causing the crowd to cheer and yay. He walks out of the door. Why should he waste any energy climbing over the cage. He's already decimated this useless piece of crap anyway. So I am going to turn my back on him and stroll out of the cage. Just like a heel should. It's a culmination of all of this. And it's a heel turn for Priest. To me, it seems self-explanatory. I don't know what all the hubbub's about with Brian and Jim.
You do.
I don't understand why they don't see it. Is what I'm saying.
Oh,
that's what I mean. But I don't get why they see it. Now I don't know how. Priest is not a highly expressionate man. So should he be twirling his mustache or something? Does he need a cape and some old silent movie music?
Drew
To show them that he's turning heel?
Drew McIntyre was attacking and jumping Priest. After whatever happened, Priest started jumping him. The heels oftentimes jump the babyface. If the babyface has an issue, the babyface goes to the ring and call the heel out and they fight. That's usually how that should go. Different dynamic. And I don't know what the issue is. I don't know why they couldn't see it. I cannot help you there. Not at all. Those pictures there from Wikipedia. We was looking at old Drew pictures that they got up there from 2014, 2015. I'm like, what in the world?
It's a drastic change.
Drew looks so much better now.
Either he leveled up during that year, or it's a doppelganger. They done pulled a lucha. They just put somebody else in there just without the mask.
You look at Drew McIntyre on them pictures on this Wikipedia, the one that says 2014, and then you look at the one 2015. Honestly, I could be like, something, Drew. We know you won't going nowhere in wrestling, so you just got your dad to come out.
I was thinking older brother.
It could be his older brother. It could be, a close uncle. The uncle on whichever side would have that grill. It'd be that one.
But the truth is, when it comes to women and men maturing, for a certain period of time, you don't have any kind of character on your face. You're young. You look young and like nobody's home.
Which is
dudes and dudettes.
This 2006 picture look just like some indie wrestler.
Dudes and dudettes of a certain age group, they kind of all look alike. It's like Susie's same face. And then after they kind of hit their 30s, a little more age, a little more experience, a little more wisdom, a little more pain and suffering, and then they stand out from the crowd. They get more character on their face, and usually they look more attractive. Because Drew's far more attractive now than when he was younger. Oh, man.
I wonder how they're going to do this, because Damian Priest and Drew McIntyre, Drew is not... To me, there are three categories of a heel. Neutral heel, regular heel, and the super heel.
Super heel.
Both of these guys are neutral heels.
Yeah, they're not a super heel.
They do bad things, but they're interchangeable with any regular heel or neutral baby face.
And there is an ingredient missing to all this. And you know what the ingredient is?
What?
What are they fighting for? What are they fighting for?
To get the other one to leave the other alone.
They're fighting to be left alone. All right, we pay to see it.
Film at 11.
It's just that this whole thing with John Cena has screwed an entire brand.
Right now, they're competing with, I don't know if I can call it the bloodline, but no. They got their inner drama.
Yeah, there's a title there.
They went, just think about it. The bloodline went from top feud to top faction to fighting to be relevant in the mid-card section.
Yeah. It's almost like they made an agreement. Like, look, Drew, we ain't got no belt over here in SmackDown, and if we're not careful, they're gonna have us fighting with LA Knight and Jacob Fatu for the U.S. belt. Drew's like, so what do you want to do? And Priest is like, look, what we gonna do is we just gonna fight each other. We just gonna fight each other until John Cena retire and they bring the title back over here, and then we can start fighting for the title. All right, when they get boarding, we'll just have to make it stay good, and that's where
okay,
and that's where they are, because if they don't do this, they're gonna get drugged down to the mid card. And Jacob Fatu is phenomenal. He's great. LA Knight's good. Jacob Fatu is phenomenal, but he is in a mid-card section. They're not going to catapult him to a top guy that quickly. He could definitely get there with no problem, but they're not going to do that. So they're fighting. He's got the high mid-card belt. And Drew and Priest just have to hold on and keep having big manish fights until something else pops off with the undisputed belt, or else they're gonna get drug under.
Just think, they would rather bust down their top stars than to elevate their tag teams. Damn.
That's what they should do. They should have them squash it. They should have Drew and Priest squash it, team up, and just annihilate all the small men in the tag team division. Just plow
I'm telling
through
you now,
them.
I'm not gonna tag team with some street urchins.
Just plow through them.
Nah, that ain't gonna happen.
It's not gonna happen, but if it did, it would be beautiful.
It would, but it'd be more like, they'd be a combination of Road Warriors and Demolition.
I don't care if they're a combination of fungus and bacteria. It would be great.
Technically, they are. I mean, that's what humans are.
Anything would be better than what they're doing with the tag team division now. Because the best tag team they had there is injured. So anything would be better.
Well, that should clear up. They're both heels. Because Drew ain't going to stop being a heel. The crowd's going to make him a babyface, even though everything he does is going to be heel. Damian Priest is going to be a heel, but everything he's going to talk like a babyface. He's going to no-sell promos. He's going to go out there and be lackluster. Drew's going to go out there. He's going to look cool. He's going to have the crowd counting down with him. He's going to miss the flying boot kick from time to time. He's going to nail it. He's going to of death. One of death. Two of death. Three of death.
Yes. It's the flying boot kick, the claymore of death.
Death Kwando.
Yes. The ultimate end, the flying boot.
Hey, that's a safe finish. He can hit it on anybody.
He ain't got to lift no one. You're right.
Yep.
It's
a flat back bump.
It's a very safe big man's boot.
And that's a big dude. That's a big dude flying at you with a bigger foot. I'll be honest with you. It's worth being a finisher.
I'm telling you, if that's the case, then the Big Show and so many other
should have annihilated.
They should have shotgunned heads off bodies. You understand what I'm saying? It should have been gruesome. Hey. Okay.
You know who could sell a boot kick? A counter boot kick? Scott Steiner. Scott would run in and somebody put that foot up and he'd drop like a stone.
He would. Like somebody pulled the rug from underneath him.
Yes. Can anyone do? Anyone out there? Have you seen anyone else do that?
No, I haven't.
I haven't seen anyone else do that.
It's so basic. Everybody else catches it and they try to flip and curl and twist. He's like, nah, man. I'm just gonna drop.
I was sitting there like, Scott would eat a boot kick and it just flattened him.
Mm-hmm.
I like it.
Ow.
I miss it and I'm annoyed that I didn't appreciate it. You remember that?
Yep.
What happened when he did that?
I don't remember what happened to him, but he was right there in the camera. Ow. I can't remember what happened to him. Must have been whatever happened to Penta.
Joe scared the base out of Scott Steiner.
He came in there with that knife.
All my freaks out there. And then, you see that? That was a knife.
Yes.
It's like, well, what happened, Scott? What happened to your voice? What happened?
But I'm gonna take it a step further. Joe didn't come in there with a knife. It was like a short machete. It was he was out there trying to cut down cane sugar. It was not just a knife.
I'm not coming in there to talk, Steiner. Oh no. It's Joe with a knife and he's coming to get me.
Yeah, for real.
Don't you mean Chucky? No, Joe killed Chucky.
Joe's gonna kill me.
It's like he killed Chucky. Like, I can't believe it. I'm going to be 9 years old again. No, you're not. And that's it.
And that's it.
Look, we're going to get up out of here, but hopefully we solved it for anybody out there. Who be the heel? All right? And I think that's going to be the name of it. Who be the heel?
Of death.
Of death. So with that, like, share, subscribe, click that bell. So y'all need to, you know what you need to do. You know what you need to do. So we can do what?
See you next time.
There you go.